Renegade Immortal, Chapter 624. Tie Him Up. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Books with AR. The old man had a sad expression as he held the celestial capture net. He decided to not run anymore and stood still. He knew very well that he was an empty mid-stage Ascendant cultivator. It would be far too difficult for him to escape from Wang Lin, who had his own Dao and had reached the Ascendant on his own. It was only a matter of time before he was caught. So he decided to risk it this time. If this celestial capture net's mood was good, it would trap Wang Lin for 3 days. With a head start of 3 days, if he wanted to run, Wang Lin wouldn't be able to catch him no matter what. If he decided not to run and captured Wang Lin, then he might be able to use some drugs to refine Wang Lin into a real low-quality celestial guardian like what was recorded in the Jade. Thinking about the power of low-quality celestial guardians that was recorded in the Jade, the short old man's heart was moved. The celestial guardians he refined had all been defective and simply didn't meet the requirements recorded on the mysterious Jade. The Jade stated that the chance of refining celestial guardians from soul transformation cultivators was very slim. If it was an Ascendant cultivator, the success rate would increase a bit, but it was still very low. Only peak late-stage Ascendant cultivators could make the success rate reach 1 in every 10,000. Of course, there were special cases. Those who had their own Dao could also reach the 1 in 10,000 chance. The old man held the celestial capture net with this in mind. In just a few breaths of time, Wang Lin appeared from the void in front of the old man. Almost at the moment Wang Lin appeared, the old man shouted and threw the celestial capture net. The net suddenly expanded indefinitely, becoming the sky and earth. Wang Lin had already noticed the old man's net with his divine sense. Considering how cautious Wang Lin was, he secretly analyzed that this treasure was not simple. After the old man took out this treasure, he even stopped running. This showed how confident the old man was in the power of this treasure. Although Wang Lin didn't know why the old man hadn't taken out the treasure earlier, his vigilance increased. The moment he appeared, he prepared countless teleportation spells under his feet. With just a thought, he could penetrate anything and force his way out of here. The celestial capture net fused with the world. There was a ray of green light from the sky, and at the same time, a ray of green light came from the earth. The two rays of green light suddenly charged out and closed in on each other. "Trap him! Trap him! Trap him!" The short old man seemed to have gone mad as he stared at the green light. He went from muttering to himself to a frantic roar. "Trap him! It must trap him!" The old man's face was flushed, his fists were clenched, and the veins on his face were swelled up. Wang Lin let out a cold snort. This green light was simply too strange. He couldn't even penetrate it with his divine sense. With how cautious Wang Lin was, he immediately began to activate the greater teleportation spell to escape this green light. However, just at this moment, the green light suddenly sped up and began to contract at an unimaginable speed. It was just that the target it was going for wasn't Wang Lin, but the almost crazy short old man. The old man's face was extremely pale. He quickly retreated and repeatedly muttered, "Don't tie me up! Don't tie me up! Don't tie me up! I got you all out of there! You can't tie me up! You can't tie me up! Ah, I'm begging you! Celestial capture net, leave me a path of survival!" While Wang Lin was startled, the green light flashed and surrounded the old man. The old man's body was covered in flames as he attempted to escape, but as soon as the flames appeared, they immediately dissipated. The old man revealed a sad expression and shouted, "You ungrateful celestial capture net, you only tie me up and never tie up the enemy." A golden light burst forth from the old man, but immediately disappeared. "Your original owner must be dead because of you." The bitterness in the old man's heart couldn't even be expressed by words anymore. He kept activating spells, but even after he activated more than 10 different escape spells, all of them failed. He could only watch the green light completely surround him. The green light disappeared and turned into the slightly glowing celestial capture net. The old man that was tied up by the celestial capture net and delivered to Wang Lin felt wronged as he looked at Wang Lin and angrily shouted, "Never seen someone who delivers themselves? This old man's treasure failed this time, so what?" Even with Wang Lin's temperament, he couldn't help but smile after hearing this. This kind of smile was extremely rare for Wang Lin. The old man let out a snort. At this moment, he stopped caring. His timid temperament had endlessly been repressed. He thought that he was the most wronged cultivator in the cultivation world. He clearly had a lucky encounter that would make anyone envious, but in the end, he was ruined by the treasures he obtained during that lucky encounter. Huh, this old man was unlucky this time. If you want to kill me and whatnot, just do it. Although the old man said this, he couldn't help but become nervous. Wang Lin withdrew his smile and returned to his original indifference. Then he grabbed the old man and disappeared. Back at the castle, most of the cultivators took the chance to escape when Wang Lin chased after the old man. Without the celestial seeds, they immediately regained their freedom. However, there were some that didn't leave. Sun Runan was one of them. She was staring at the sky with a complex expression in her eyes. No one knew what she was thinking about. Wang Lin's body appeared from the void and coldly looked at the remaining people. There were only a few people remaining. When they saw Wang Lin, they all respectfully clasped their hands at Wang Lin and constantly thanked him. All except Sun Runan, who acted like she didn't see Wang Lin at all and continued to stare at the sky in a daze. Wang Lin clasped his hands at the leaving cultivators as a gesture, and then his left hand reached out, grabbed Sun Runan, and flew off into the distance. The remaining cultivators waited for Wang Lin to give their thanks. After seeing Wang Lin leave, they felt like the last several years were all a dream. They said their goodbyes and then scattered. "Let me go! What right do you have to capture me?" After Sun Runan was captured by Wang Lin, she immediately became sober and began to struggle. "Shut up." Wang Lin's voice landed on Sun Runan like a cold wind, and it immediately made her quiet. However, she soon sneered. "I know why you want to capture me. You want to use me as your cultivation furnace? Fine, do what you want to me, but just let me go after." As Wang Lin flew, he turned around and looked toward the woman. His eyes were filled with ruthlessness, and he looked at her as if he was looking at a corpse. He slowly said, "You don't have the qualifications to become my cultivation furnace." Wang Lin's speed was very fast. With a single step, he had already moved several tens of thousands of kilometers away. Sun Yunshan was anxiously standing there, with more than 10 cultivators collapsed on the ground near him. He was feeling very disturbed when his eyes narrowed and a ray of light came from the distance and turned into Wang Lin. Wang Lin was holding a male and a female in his hands. Sun Yunshan's gaze first fell on the familiar female figure. "Ronan!" Sun Yunshan's eyes were filled with joy, but it was soon replaced with a complex expression. He moved his gaze away from her and this time looked at Wang Lin's right hand. "Ancestor!" Even though Sun Yunshan was mentally prepared, he was still startled after seeing this. Wang Lin landed and waved his left hand. Sun Ronan was thrown towards Sun Yunshan. Then his left hand reached toward the void, and the Qilin beast rushed over. The moment the beast appeared, all of the green lines on the cultivator on the ground and Sun Yunshan began to tremble. Then they turned into dots and were devoured by the Qilin. This beast seemed to be very happy. It let out a roar before turning into a soul fragment and being retrieved by Wang Lin. "Brother Sun, the restriction has been removed and your little sister had been saved. As for your martial uncles, you have to find them on your own. As for the one inside my soul refining sect, I'll release him. Goodbye." With that, Wang Lin grabbed the short old man who claimed to be from the celestial realm and then teleported away. He was too lazy to pay attention to the dispute between these two siblings. Wang Lin's figure appeared inside the tower in the soul refining tribe. He casually threw the short old man to the ground, and he sat down in the lotus position. His eyes glowed like torches as he touched his bag of holding, and 3 rays of sword energy flew out. The tips of the swords released powerful, cold auras, and he pressed them on Old Man's skin. These 3 swords were Zishu's, Mo Yang's, and Haiju's. After being refined by Wang Lin, the sword energy of the 3 swords merged together. The fusion of the mastery of the 3 swords completed the activation of the 3 swords. This is Sword Saint Ling Ten Hao's triple talent sword formation. I don't know if you have heard of it. Wang Lin's voice was calm, but when it landed in the short old man's ears, it caused him to tremble. His small eyes quickly turned to look at the 3 treasured swords. Wang Lin slowly said, "After your celestial capture net releases you, if you make any movement, I'll let you know the mysteries of the triple talent sword formation." He found the name of the triple talent sword formation when he soul-searched Haiju's soul. The 12 swords of the 12 swords were divided into groups of 3. If all 12 swords were activated, it would become the heaven-slaying 12-sword formation that Sword Saint Ling Ten Hao was very proud of. Now, tell me what your identity is. With Wang Lin's life experience, he was immediately able to tell how timid this old man was. His voice contained devilish energy as he said, "If you don't talk, I will use the soul search spell. Then I'll refine you into a soul fragment so you can never enter the reincarnation cycle."